Hello and welcome back to Unqualified Opinions. I'm your host, Michelle, and today's topic is the interview isn't about your resume, it's about your judgment and how you communicate trust, restraint, and competence in high-stakes roles. If you've ever walked into an interview knowing you were qualified, but still felt like the room was evaluating something you couldn't quite name, this episode is for you. Because the truth is, in high-stakes roles, interviews aren't really about experience anymore. They are about judgment. They are about how you think when something doesn't align, how you speak when the answer isn't obvious, and whether the people across the table feel calmer or more exposed with you in the room. Today, we're not going to rehearse buzzwords or confidence tricks. We're going to walk through how interviews actually work in environments where mistakes are expensive and trust is everything, and how to communicate competence without oversharing, posturing, or drama. If judgment is part of your job, or the job you're applying for, this episode applies to you. Most interviews aren't about whether you can do the job. They're about whether you can be trusted with ambiguity, confidentiality, and risk. In this episode, we break down how hiring panels evaluate candidates in high-stakes environments, law firms, compliance teams, healthcare administration, insurance operations, and leadership roles where judgment matters more than charisma. You'll learn what interviewers are actually listening for, even when they don't say it. How to answer difficult questions without oversharing or sounding defensive. The language that signals calm, competence, and reliability. How to position yourself as a low-risk, high-trust hire. When to stop talking and why it matters. This interview prep is for people who think deeply, work carefully, and want to be hired for how they reason, not just what's on their resume. High-stakes interviews aren't about your resume, they're about judgment. Learn how to communicate trust, restraint, and competence without oversharing in roles where trust and risk matter. You can find part 2 on Unqualified Opinions.